Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jody. My husband David John and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. These are stories and adventures, and as promised, we're going to roll the footage of getting the Pear and Rose flower bed done. This is the Pear mini rose bed that I want to just basically go off the corner and swoop out and swoop back to the gate. So I think my first step will be just getting the ground dug up on the two sides before I worry about getting into there, because I've got all sorts of helpers. And then my pocket friend. So that gets this first one kind of cleaned up, and as you see why I have to have fences around. And then I just realized I wanted to put this sharp pokey side down, so I'm gonna, before I attach it, I'll flip it all over. But now I'm gonna go through and do the same thing in the smaller bed, and then I'll work on the underneath the pear tree. here I've got the second triangle done. Just going to use a leftover piece of cherry tone just to make that corner, since it is kind of tight right there when you're having to pull the big trailer through. Now I just got to get that part cleaned up. So now comes the fun part. I've got to dig these guys up, and then I'll show you how to clean them out and get them replanted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 6 of them in here. And then for Mother's Day, David John got me another little mini rose that we're going to add in here. So let's get these guys dug out of here. And try not to disturb the pear roots too much. Okay, that was a little extreme getting that one out, but as you can see, it's got the dead and where the growth is. Dead and growth. So just going to go through and get the dead limbs pruned out. And you can see on this one, hopefully the camera's zooming in on it, not me, I'm pruning it just below where the dead is, so I am pruning a little of live growth just to make sure I've got a clean cut. Like on this one, to achieve that, I had to prune off a new limb, but guarantees I've got a clean looking little rose. Let's get this guy planted and get the other ones dug up. Take that back. Let's get these guys dug up, minus the chicken, and do placement so we can see how many we can get fit in here. And this one, I'm just going to take this whole top down to this growth here, just because there's more dead than alive. Pretty little rose bush. This one here, he's got one live cane and one little one coming from below, so he's going to get really trimmed back. So now he's down to the one good full cane and the little cane. Out of here, chicken licking. And this cane is actually dying back here, and I can tell that by looking at the wilt on these leaves, so I'm just going to prune that one out. Get. And that looks really good. That one cane that was dying, it does have new growth coming on it, so not a complete loss. Rose. Shoo! And as you can tell, my chickens are really afraid of me. Rose, go away. Don't like how that whole top is looking, so bring it back down to healthy. I'm getting there, minus the chicken help. Kiesel, get out. I don't need your help either. So I'm going to get this bed weeded, or under the pear tree weeded, get this little rose brambles cleaned up, and then we'll be back and get these guys planted. So on the little mini roses, they put them in pots and root them from cuttings. So I'm going to very gently rose. Try to get these guys apart. So I've got 1, 2, 4 new rose bushes. And all of these mini roses that I have been brought home in the 4-inch, 6-inch containers, and all I've done is separated them out when I've gone to plant them. So I know I just pulled roses out from underneath the pear tree, and now I'm going to plant 2 more in, but I just wanted to spread them out through this whole bed, kind of show you. So in that triangle I'll have the 3 originals, I think they're tangerine color, and a yellow, 2 in the pear bed. And then I'll have the tangerine ones there with 1 yellow one. Minus the chicken. Minus the chicken. Okay, let's start with the one in the far corner. And I'm basically wanting to plant it back to where it was planted. Forgot where it was all supposed to go. Oh yeah, that guy's gonna go there, so we'll just plant the guy in the back first. And try not to break off growth starts. And because this guy's got a bunch of roots, the hole's going to have to be a little bit bigger so I can splay them all out so he'll continue growing out. Change of plans. I think I'm going to plant all the mini roses in the 2 smaller beds and plant marigolds underneath the pear tree. And because these guys have blossoms on them and I want them to work on root development, I am going to prune the blossoms off. But they sure are pretty. And a rule of thumb on all roses, when you prune your flower head off, you want to cut down to the first set of 5 leaves. And sometimes mini roses make it hard because I've got like this new growth shoot here and here. Just keeps going down. But rules are meant to be broken. Yes, Junior. So, got the fence put up, the little netting to keep my birds, as you saw, my lovely birds, out. And you guys are going to be shocked, especially if you watched any of my videos for any length of time. I always use pine shavings. I surprised you, I mixed it up this time. I didn't use pine shavings, so I'm going to show you this. So that got this bed all taken care of. It looks pretty cool. A couple of the roses, because I had to be a little extreme pulling them out. If they weren't planted right underneath the pear, I probably would have used a shovel instead of pulling on roots. So there was a little bit of dieback. And unfortunate, but I think they're going to all recover and look really good. So like I've said in the past, my grandma taught me to prune things like roses in the spring, later spring, so you don't have as much winter kill. So that's where I'm going to end the video. I hope you have a good day and a good week, and we'll see you on the next one for whatever adventure awaits us then. But Mama and her 7 little ones have been released out into the adult world.